Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Corey Lanier, and I'm here with my homegirl Key, and she's gonna be editing a photo that she's really wanted to edit for a while now on Photoshop. And I figured this might be a great way and a unique way to show you guys how to edit in Photoshop. So I'm gonna kind of cover the basics. Well, I'm gonna see what she knows, and then let her start asking some questions. And hopefully, it might be the same type of questions that you guys might want to ask me, and you guys get to hear me coach her, and in return, you get to learn as well. So let's see what she got. So what are you gonna be doing, Key?
I'm about to edit a picture of me. I went out the other night being grown, and I'm about to edit the picture of me that I took when I was out.
So wait, what are you doing first for the people who don't know?
Oh snap! I'm learning with y'all, and I just clicked new file, and I'm like, whoa, what happened? So let me go with close. So I think I want to go to open.
Okay, file open. Is that what you're? Okay, so you want to open the specific? You want to edit the photo?
Yeah, I want to find it in my Finder. How do I?
Yeah, so go to open.
Open.
And then go to on your computer.
On your computer, gotcha. Yep. Okay.
Now you
and then I can go. Okay, so it should be under. Okay, it should be under download. I mean, yeah, downloads. Boom! I just downloaded it.
Cool,
okay.
Cool.
Okay.
So that's a photo of you in the club.
Yes, looking like a snake. Pow.
Okay. So what do you want? What do you want to do to the photo?
So
it looks like it's been kind of. It was. You sure I didn't edit this one?
No, this is the raw footage. You see my back? This how I know it ain't edited. Look at my back.
What's wrong with your back?
My back got a couple of, I guess, I don't know. My back look good though, but I'm just saying it ain't perfect, so I know it ain't been edited.
Okay. Okay, so you want to know like the first step of to edit?
Okay.
A photo or this photo?
This photo. So yes, what would be? Oh wait. Oh yeah, cause see, all of that already got me confused. This layer shit. Yes. What's the first step?
Okay, so the first thing you would need to do is pull up your histogram.
Your histogram.
Yeah. I don't see it up there.
Right here.
No, it's not there. So you have to go to Window.
Window.
And then go to histogram and click that. Yep. Boom.
So what does the histogram show me? The colors?
Yeah, so the histogram kind of shows you like a relation of like all the different frequencies of colors, whether it's like light and dark, so like white and black, and then you got red, green, and blue. Those are the three colors that pretty much make up all the colors you see on any computer screen or any screen.
Okay.
So it's just showing you how the colors peak and what's good, what's like, it pretty much like as you can see, all the colors over here. Like everything seems to be pushed over to this direction, right? Mm-hmm. So then when you're on this side of the histogram, you're in the dark area. When you're on this side of the histogram, you're in the light area. Mm-hmm. So these are called the whites. These are called the blacks. And then kind of like in this little general area, this is called the shadows. And in this general area, this is the highlights. The middle is just kind of like just neutral. There's nothing there.
Okay.
So what you want really is see how all these like peaks and waves are like pushed more to the left. Mm-hmm. You technically, what makes a good photo is you want all of these waves to be in the middle. So as you're editing, that's what your goal is, to push.
To go off of that.
Going off the histogram, because sometimes you might pick up or open a photo and all of these waves are on this side. So you just got to figure out
how to get them to the middle.
Right, so technically the histogram says this camera or this picture is a little dark.
Which it is. I was in the club, but I look pretty bright.
Yeah, that's kind of the tricky thing with like flash photography is that like you can put a light on your subject and then leave everything else underexposed on purpose. So that's to the human eye it looks good to us, but to the computer it's like, oh, that's just a dark photo.
And it's crazy because this was taken with a phone, so that
but
makes
the phone
sense.
Had
the phone, yes, but I'm saying that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be the first step of getting these colors to the middle?
So you go to adjustments. This is where all of your the things that you're gonna do to kind of like manipulate the photo, like all the basic adjustments are gonna be
brightness and
so you can start off if you want, just kind of go one by one. Click brightness contrast. Now boom, you can kind of adjust it.
Look how my Instagram. Look how the Instagram.
Because you're sliding the brightness up.
Look how far to the left. So when it's darker, it goes further to the left.
It's going to the
and when it's brighter, it goes further to the right.
Because the right side is the bright side. It's the white side, yep.
Okay, so let me put it back at 0. So if I wanted to move it more in the middle, that means I need to make it a little bit brighter.
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll know kind of when to stop because you'll see like, colors are more somewhat to the right. So I mean, you're giving it a better exposure right now.
But then I might have to move it. Let's see what the contrast do.
Contrast spreads it back out. Contrast spreads it back out. So
so I probably don't need much contrast.
Yeah, I would leave it where it's at right now. Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
So every photo is not gonna be perfect. Technically, the perfect photo, like I said, has all of the like waves right here in the middle.
And it probably have to be like daylight with no flash, and that will make a perfect picture, type of thing. At least kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Technically. So see how like the peaks over here are low and they're high right here. It just means you have more information in the darks. You know, you have more color in the dark areas. You don't have as much color, any colors really, in the light areas. So, but technically, whenever something is a perfect photo, it'll be low here, high color information here, and then low here again.
It'll look like a hill.
Yep, it'll look like a hill. So, but you did it correctly. I mean, you don't want to overexpose. You don't want to like bump up the brightness so much to the point that everything is just like super bright.
Right.
So, I would have probably stopped there. Maybe just push a little bit more over.
A little bit more brightness?
Yeah, a little bit more brightness. And yeah, about right there is good. Yep. So you can go to adjustments. Now you can go to levels. Levels is pretty similar as well. Now you kind of have like another view of something like a histogram, but you have your whites, your midtones, and your shadows. So highlights, midtones, shadows. And what you do is like if you want to play with it, you can kind of grab any one of those little like notches and kind of drag it, and you will see how it affects the photo. Are you paying attention? Did you see what happened?
My histogram went further to the dark when I moved that one.
Right. So don't necessarily touch this bottom.
Oh, I didn't mean to.
Just those three up top.
I thought I was moving the wrong one. Sorry.
Yeah. So sometimes you gotta play with it until you kind of get the look you're going for. I usually touch the midtones first. Yeah.
I like that.
But here's the thing. I honestly feel like the photo was kind of like exposed more correctly.
Already?
Yeah, it was. It's just like we're kind of messing with something that was already looking kind of like good.
I like how that looks.
Yeah. I mean, you got people in the background looking like ghosts and stuff, but you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna crop them. They're not gonna be.
You gonna crop?
Should I crop it now?
You can.
Okay, I'll go over here. Right here to crop.
Yes, or you can hit the C on your keyboard for crop. William, hold on. What are those three lines for? Do you know what those lines mean?
What three lines?
Do you see these lines? These cross looks like tic-tac-toe.
These?
Yes.
To make it wider or go up.
Those are called the rule of thirds.
Oh snap!
So when you're cropping any photo or framing a photo any type of way, right? You are doing this thing called compositing. You know, you're changing the composition of the photo, and the rule of thirds in photography there's a lot of rules in photography, but the rule of thirds means. You okay?
Yes.
The rule of thirds means that whatever the subject is in the photo, it should land on one of these crosshairs. Here, 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 or here. So you gotta figure out.
So I'm off?
Well, what do you feel like is the subject of the photo?
Me.
Yes. And is it more of like your whole body, or is it just your face, or is it something on you that's the subject?
My body.
Pretty much your entire body.
This is the.
Right. So usually you want to put one of those.
So
you want to put your body
on
one of those.
Shift a little bit to the left, to the right.
Well, right now you lined it up how most people would naturally line it up, where they just put the person or the object right in the middle of the frame, which is not technically the professional way to do it. So a better way, like rule of thirds, would be more like this. First of all, okay. Here's a trick. Like I know like how. Let's say it's kind of like off like this. You can always hit Command 0 and it'll perfectly give you a perfect window.
Oh, you can do Command 0? Oh,
yeah.
To make the okay.
Yeah, so you don't have to. Okay. So in the rule of thirds, basically, I would probably bring this out a little, even though I'm not trying to get rid of those people, but you should be right here. Like you're in, like the pretty much the middle of your body should be on these 2 points right here.
Really?
It's crosshair, not crosshair. Yeah. Because the only other rule of thirds you could do is this one, but you never want to leave a bunch of like space, like leaving space behind this. Like if you're face this direction, you want this to be where your space is. No one wants to see behind you like that. Well. In your scenario, maybe they do want to see behind you, but yeah, most of the time you don't. That's the best way to crop anything.
So I need to do like this.
Yeah, yes, but those people in the background kind of look crazy.
What about right here?
I mean, yeah, that's actually a perfect crop. But once again, that background look a little crazy. So I think you can kind of get away with putting yourself right in the middle, But
usually the person doesn't go right in the middle.
No.
Wow.
You shouldn't. Like if you look up any.
I've yet to understand why that is so.
Because of the golden ratio and the rule of thirds.
So it's really not the middle or something? Is that what it is? Like people put you in the middle, but it ain't the middle. Is that why?
When you see something, I don't know how to explain it. So by nature, things just look better to us when it's not like when you feel like there's a story in like the front, like when you see like there's a story in what you're looking at. So if you was to crop it to where you cut too much off from the left side, right? People are gonna be like subliminally gonna be thinking like, what was going on over there that I couldn't see? Like,
do you feel like with seeing this crop, how does this look?
It's straight. I mean, this is a unique situation because you're trying to get rid of something in the background. So,
yeah, but let's see how I look when I do. I'm gonna do the rule of thirds thing that you just taught me. Let's see. And let me move it to me being.
Yeah, like right there. Yeah.
Right here.
Yep. That is usually just a flattering image whenever you put something off a little, not center, just a little left. Or
I can see how that's true. Just looking at this, I do like that I'm over a little bit more. And you know what? We're keeping it like this. It's great to see. It's great. We're gonna keep that up. That shows the realisticness of what was going on. It shows how everybody was moving around and I was a showstopper. Yeah. Oh.
Alright, anyway, so that's how you crop it. So any other questions? So you got the cropping down.
Yeah, so let's finish editing.
The brightness and darkness.
Oh, well, you said I'm pretty much good because this picture was already like.
Yes. This picture was, I mean, it didn't really need correcting. At this point, it's just really all preference of how you.
And this was off the iPhone 13 Pro Max. So that means if you have your phone, you can take some high quality pictures. Even in the club, dark clubs. Because I know sometimes we look at everybody else's pictures on Instagram, we be like, damn, them pictures nice. How they picture get they so nice? Your phone does the same thing.
Okay. Yeah, iPhone has come a long way. It has definitely come a long way. It's not going to look the same because I'm using a color profile. But, yeah, so there's a lot of things that have to do with like learning how to edit and crop
just from that.
Photos and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm glad
just from showing me how to find the hysterectomy and then I never even knew how to get to this.
Oh wow. Yeah, there's like an adjustment section. You know, the adjustment section has pretty much. It's gonna be like where you're gonna spend most of your time at if you're editing a photo in Photoshop. But to be honest with you, Lightroom made it. It's like they took the concept of all these things and they made it a lot easier to understand and a lot easier to edit photos. Lightroom is like specifically for photos. Photoshop is more of a blend of like doing graphic design and being able to edit photos.
You're right. That's why they got the layer as soon as you start.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
that's too much.
You can like, you can cut a lot of things out, change the colors of things, make things look 3D, all kinds of stuff in Photoshop. But in Lightroom is strictly mainly for editing photos and making this process like what we're doing right now a lot easier. Because in Lightroom, things are literally labeled shadows, highlights. You know, instead of me having to teach you what the histogram is and how to read it, you will literally could just. At one point, Lightroom used to have it where you could just grab pieces of the histogram and just drag it to where you want it to be at. Like, and it was like a really good way to understand how light works in that measuring tool in the first place. Do you feel like you're done with it?
With this picture, you said we were.
Well, I'm just saying, I wasn't sure. I'm just asking if you had any other questions. Like, I don't know all the things that someone who's new will ask because I've been knowing it for so long now.
Using Photoshop, Honestly, you just made me realize I knew nothing about Photoshop.
All right, well, look.
Like I literally, like knowing the adjustments, you can kind of play with it yourself and start to get familiar with, you know, the brightness and the layers.
I think you should play with it. I think you should like
right now.
Yeah.
On this picture, let's do it.
Yeah, you should play with it. Hit
okay,
the curve.
What about curves?
So this is the curves.
Oh, this was doing on YouTube was doing.
Yes, curves is a tool that.
Bent it.
Yep, it's something you can use for photos and video. The curve tool.
Yeah, I'm gonna curve it a little bit because it was right here. It ain't have a lot of chocolate, but when you curve it, I started to get a little more chocolate.
So, what do you think you're pushing down right now? Like,
the brightness. The colors.
It's the mid. You're in the mid tones. You're in the mid area. Because remember, this is the histogram too.
All of these are histograms. So I can do this.
These are just all interesting ways to control this. So, this is what you're controlling the whole time.
But see, this makes me look ashy when I go too far up. So that must be the whites or something.
Yep.
And then down here
is the what? Shadows. So you're brightening the shadows. It's just a bunch of creative different ways to control the same thing.
I like the shadow one. It made me look a little bit like I popped a little bit more. And then let me do the mid section a little bit. Nah, because my back started to turn a little. See how my back ain't brown no more? See, you can't do that. Oh no.
Lightroom would probably be your best bet for editing. I'm not gonna lie. This is Photoshop at this point has become a good place to like smooth skin out. You know, help someone. You know, put like words up or title something. That's really what Photoshop is the best for. But if you want to be able to do like some bomb photo editing, you definitely want to get more familiar with Lightroom. That's what I would recommend for you.
Okay.
Do you have Lightroom?
Yes, I have Lightroom.
Yeah, Lightroom is gonna be your go-to. Yeah, Photoshop is cool to know and learn how to start using it if you want to start learning how to use Photoshop. But Lightroom is gonna be your go-to for sure.
Gotcha.
All right,
well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and cut the notifications on, and make sure you tune into the next video.
Thank you, guys. So I do plan on starting to show you guys more about Photoshop and how to use Photoshop, how to use Lightroom, how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. All those really cool programs that I'll be using to make a lot of the different stuff that you guys see on my channel. I just kind of want to give you guys like a different approach to teaching you something, because I know you guys ask a lot of questions that I wouldn't even think to ask because I've been doing it so long. I've been doing Photoshop since I was in high school. So I've kind of like forgotten some of the things, like even just knowing how to start a new project, like going to file a new project and setting it up. I know that's probably not something that's really familiar to you guys. So just be on the lookout for all that stuff. I just want to appreciate Keith for kind of giving us a quick insight of like what it's like to be a newbie doing this again. All right, this video is crazy long, so I'm gonna stop it here and then I'll come up with a more structured format to teach you guys the next lesson. See you guys later.